Guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another weigh-in video. We are doing our January wrap-up and February goals. As you can tell, I have a really bad cold. Last I signed off with you guys on Wednesday. I had to stop and sneeze. Wednesday, I had told you guys I came home from work and was working from home because I was coughing really bad. Well, it's just escalated from there. Today is probably the peak of it. I'm hoping. I put on just enough makeup not to scare you guys on my video. I'm going to try to work a little bit. I have some like data entry stuff that's not going to take a lot of brain power, and I'm here at home anyway. So I'm hoping I'll try not to sniff too much throughout this video. We'll make it short and sweet. But I really wanted to make it because I have a lot to talk to you about, but like I said, I'll do it very short. First, let's wrap up January. Let's talk about January. So my goals on January were, I had 4 main goals in January, and that was to hit my daily water goal, to close my Apple Watch. So I have my Apple Watch, and it has rings that track your standing, your movement, and your activity. And I wanted to close that 20 days. I wanted to make sure I was really getting enough protein in each day. I originally set a protein goal, but since I have decided to go back to the basics and just do simple tracking and not double tracking anymore right now, I just said I just wanted to make sure I'm hitting a good amount of protein each day by making sure every meal has a good amount of protein. And I can look at that just by knowing how much protein is in things, and just by looking at labels, those kind of things. And then I wanted to do it 30 minutes of activity at least 20 days out of the month. So I had my calendar here, which the X's mean I did every single one of my goals. So I did not hit 2 of my goals. I think I hit my water goal every single day. Yes, I hit my water goal every day, I hit my protein goal every day. I did not do so the 20 days for closing my rings, I did that 17 days. So I feel really good about this because you guys, we're still about baby steps, getting back into the rhythm, rededicating myself, because you guys know my word for the year is dedication. I am rededicating myself to my health journey, to a lot of different things. I always have my vision board and my goals linked down below if you want to check that out. It's never too late to set yearly goals for yourself. Don't feel like because we're, February, yet you have to get your goal. It's too late. It's never too late. You can set any sort of goals for yourself any time of the year. It can be October. You can set yourself goals for the rest of the year. So don't let don't let the date define you. So I have, if you need any suggestions, I do have my video linked down below. As far as activity, I also did that 17 days. So, because it kind of goes, the rings and activity kind of go hand in hand. So I sat down, let me also tell you as far as my weight loss. So I lost 1.2 pounds this last week, which gives me a grand total for the month of January of 5.2. Again, I am ecstatic about that because we're just getting back into it. We're just doing all the things. My body never loses very quickly. It did back in the day, and it almost was bothering me. You guys know there was one week where I gained a little bit, and there was another week where I just maintained, and I'm really trying to get past like, why am I only, I totally threw it all into this month. Why have I only lost 5.2? Well, for one thing, I'm older than I was back when I first started this journey. My body's a lot different. I'm different, so again, you don't want to minimize any kind of loss that you're having, minimize any kind of progress you're having. And that's really my whole mantra for the year. We're just going back to the basics. We're just doing simple things to get healthier. And so 5.2 pounds, very happy about that. So I'm glad I ended the month with a loss too, because I was most of my time of the month last week, and it just ended on Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So for the majority of my weigh-in days were Wednesdays. So for the majority of my week, it was that. So let's go into February and let's kind of talk about weigh-in days. So I sat down on Monday and I did my calendar for February. Okay. Also made the decision to go back to Friday weigh-ins. I have always been a Friday weigh-in person. I think only just a couple times with my journey, excuse me, a couple times during my journey, I had different weigh-in days. It never worked out for me. I'm just a Friday person. And this last time I did Wednesdays because of my new husband's new work schedule, and I just felt like I couldn't make it work, and I just, found myself thinking, oh, if I do it on Wednesdays, I won't go crazy on the weekends. I mean, I just had all these reasons, but it just didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel right to me. I don't think it felt right to my body either. Like, it just was not the right day, And so you have to do what feels right to you. So I did change my app. So on Wednesday when I weighed in, I went ahead and changed my app to Friday, which reset it immediately to, and I'm filming this on Friday, which reset it immediately to weigh in again today, which I did not. I just did not feel like it. I mean, I literally just kind of rolled out of bed, did this little bit to my face, threw some clothes on. I attempted to do my hair, but I just like, you know what? I don't think I have any Zoom meetings or Teams. We use Teams at work. I don't think I have any Teams meetings today. So if I do, it'll just be with coworkers. So I don't really care what I look like. So I sat down and did my plan on Monday. Monday night, Tuesday night, I had the worst nights. Well, for one thing, also Monday and Tuesday during the day, I was having the worst time with my feet, with my knees, and I've had issues with that plantar, I don't know how you say it, fasciitis on your feet. So you can look that up. I'll try to remember to put the word across here. But basically, it's just like really crippling foot pain from your heel, like into your arch. Always in the past, my doctor just said, well, he told me things to do. Don't wear like high heel shoes, which I don't, but I do wear my boots, everyone, like my little booty boots that have a little bit of a heel. And I was wearing some of those the last couple of weeks, and I pretty much wear those exclusively in the wintertime. And then of course, lose weight. And I notice if I'm very inactive, it also does that. So it's just like then I started thinking, and then my knees started hurting. So I was getting distracted by a notification I got. And then my knees were hurting, which my knees hurt. I mean, we have bad knees in my family. You guys know I have a bad knee that had hurt, which had gotten better with doing my bike. I do my bike every single day, and it really does help my knees. But this was a different type of knee pain. I think there's like twofold around my knees. I think one of them was because of my feet hurting. I was having to walk a weird way, which was causing my knees to kind of bend a weird way, which that can happen. So there's that. But then also, I just think the extra weight and my inactivity is really having a negative effect on my body. Now, I tell you guys all the time, listen to your body. Listen to your body when it comes to, are you hungry? Don't force yourself to eat because you haven't eaten all your calories, all your points for the day. Your body knows what you need. And I'm always saying that, if I'm in the day with 10 points, I just have to, because my body does not want any more food. Maybe there's something going on. But I think we also need to listen to our body when it comes to it, like saying, okay, come on, you need to do something. And I think that pain was it. So it's one thing, that pain during the day when I could take some ibuprofen or just get up and move around. But I was having the pain in my feet and in my knees, both of my knees, which is not really common for me either, at night. And it was excruciating. I can't even say that word. It was painful. It was super, super painful, to the point where I was up awake and I didn't want to get up and move around, but I would sit there and flex my, legs and stuff. But it was pain in the back of my knee, pain in the front of my knee, on the side of my knee. I was in so much pain. And Tuesday night was the worst. I even got up, my husband had some 600 milligram ibuprofen from a dental procedure he had a couple months ago. He doesn't take pain pills, and so I think he had like 10 of them prescribed to him for the time that he had that. And so I took one, and that's the only way I got back to sleep. So so when I got up Wednesday, I'm like, you know what, I have got to do, this is ridiculous. You have got to do something. This is your body telling you that you need to set some goals around activity and movement more than what you have. I feel like I've been very lazy when it comes to setting goals around activity. I can do more. I can't use my body, my age, my these things with my knees. I can't use that as an excuse. People have all those, and there's so many exercises that will work around those just to get activity in and get my heart pumping. When I'm doing my bike, my heart does not go over more than like 90 beats a minute, because it's a recumbent bike, whatever you say. So I can't, when I have a cold like this, I can't talk very well. So it's just more about getting movement in for my knees. So I was like, so after I did my bike, I pulled out my laptop and I already had started making kind of like a playlist of different workouts that I wanted to look at. You guys know I really like Burpee Girl. She has a lot of knee friendly, like all standing workouts, so you don't have to get up and down, which is kind of bad for your knees. And so I pulled one of those out. There was a 25-minute, like one dumbbell recipe that also worked your lower body as well. And I busted that out. My heart got up to like 130 beats a minute. So I knew I was really, really pumping my heart. And then I redid my whole calendar for February. I decided this was my body telling me, you have got to do something. You have got to get some more activity in. My body was telling me you're in pain, and it's because you aren't doing enough activity. So I totally changed my my February calendar is going to be mostly about movement. So here are my goals that I have. Again, daily tracking. So I did not do tracking last month because I was just easing back into, I did double tracking for so long. I was getting very burned out in tracking. I knew I just wanted to ease myself into it. So February, we're going to track it all. Every single day, we are going to track the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't care what. Even if I have a plan to like date night with my husband, we're tracking it. I want to close my rings again. I'm going to do 20 days again. We only have 20. Oh, I only put 27 on here. My mom's birthday is on the 27th. So I think I just stopped at her birthday. We have 28 days in the month of February. And so we're going to close our ring 20 days. Now, of course, I made this the day that I did not know I was going to come home sick that day and be sick the rest of this week. So I did do it on Wednesday, but I have not done much. Well, we'll go into that here in a second. So I want to do closing my rings 20 days again. Then I want to do 10 days of strength training. Now I know, y'all, 10 days, you're like, what the heck? Like, what kind of goal is that? It's baby steps, you guys. I don't do any strength training. And 10 days averages out to be 2 to 3 days a week. And so that's why I said 10 days. I know a lot of people work out every single day. I'm not going to throw myself under the bus. I'm not going to set myself up for failure by just doing, by saying I'm going to do it every day or 5 days a week. We're going to just say 10 days throughout the month. And which this kind of saved my butt this week because I was sick this week and I haven't been able to do any since Wednesday. And then my movement goal. So I want to get my movement goal up to 125% 10 days. And I think this is going to kind of coincide with the strength training and closing the rings because when you close your rings, you have to get movement, activity, and standing. And so my movement goal, when I talk about 120%, so it tells you on your watch here that my movement is so many, calories is what it goes by as calories. So then it tells you the percent you're at throughout the day. So I want to do 125% of my goal every day. And it'll tell me that when it pops up. So it's just to get me to move around more, just being more, centered around movement. I'll look at that and I'll see, I'm only at 98%, maybe like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I just got home from work. This will force me to maybe do some extra activity just to get myself moving around throughout the day because I want to get that goal up. So that's why I did that. So those are my 4 goals: tracking every single day, closing the rings 20 days, 10 days of strength training, and get my movement goal 125% 10 days. So here we go. So I already did Wednesday everything. Yesterday was Thursday and I did my tracking and I did close out my rings because I did my bike workout in the morning. So I do count that as activity because I'm doing 30 minutes of activity. So I did close my rings, but there was no way I was going to do my strength training yesterday or today because I all of this is in my head. It's like in my chest and my head, and I have a really bad cough. My ears, my eyes today are so bad. Here's like the worst part of it is that I have to wear contacts or glasses. Well, if I wear glasses, like right now, like I can even feel it right here, like the pressure, and like my nose is super puffy through here. If I wear my glasses, it presses down on my nose. Contacts aren't irritating my eyes too bad, but my eyes are just so watery and goopy that I have to constantly be cleaning my contact. It's such a struggle, guys. So anyway, it is probably a good possibility that the whole rest of this week is gonna be, I'm not gonna be able to do anything as far as any activity stuff besides my bike. I think I can get my bike in because it doesn't take a lot of cardiovascular, at least the way that I'm doing it with my knees. But let me tell you, on Wednesday after I did that workout, it was a lot better. I went to work and I was walking around and my knees and my feet, neither one of them were hurting very bad. Now it may be, psychological, but whatever works. I've been in a little bit of pain at night, but of course the last few days since Wednesday, I've not been able to work out. So last night wasn't too bad, but I really, truly, truly believe this is going to help me feel better as far as my body, like the aches and pains and all of that. I'm going to try out that Motivate brand. So this is a sleep thing, but that Motivate brand, they have the aminos, which I did drink some on Wednesday, which is supposed to be like a recovery thing to help with muscles. And I'm hoping that really helps because so with my strength training, the highest weight I have is 5 pounds, which, believe me, you guys, like 5 pounds, when you are just starting off with your strength training, 5 pounds feels like a good amount of weight when you are doing these things like this and throwing it up in the air and you swing it down on the bottom of this one dumbbell workout was really good. So I do eventually want to pick up an 8-pound weight, but I think for the rest of this month, we'll just see how these first couple of weeks go. And then I may go up to an 8-pound, get a couple of 8-pound dumbbells. But I have 1, 3, and 5 right now. But I am hoping that those aminos really do help with that muscle recovery and help with, with that. It tasted really good. It was cotton candy flavor. I've never used any I think these are like what they call BCAAs. Is that what they're called? But, so anyway, I think they're supposed to help with your energy and the recovery and all of that. I don't know. I'll use it over this next week or so when I finally get back into working out again, and then I'll give a little update on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I start feeling better and I will be able to work out next week, and then I can give you an update in next week's weigh-in video. So anywho, hopefully you guys are all well. Let me know in the comment box, how did your guys' week go? Have you set some February goals? How'd your January goals go? I want to know. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be a grocery haul. Bye, guys.